Hello, today for review I've got new true wireless earphones created by MEE Audio Model X20. It's the development of their TWS lineup. I reviewed their X10 some time ago and they were pretty nice model for active usage for those who like low frequencies especially. And they continued development of that ideas, adding active noise cancelling to the true wireless model. Price is $100 and they offer 5 hours of work from single charge and up to 4 additional charges in case, so total 25 hours. They support only SBC codec, but it's a good example that even SBC can deliver really good results. We'll stop on that a bit later. And they also have water protection rating IPX4, so basically they can be used for some active usage, for workout and so on. And let's have a closer look. So package is small but done nicely. Main features are listed here, so you can see sweat and water resistant, built-in headset and all that other stuff listed here. You can open the flip to see the manual, what does single taps, double taps, triple taps and hold. But to get access to the earphones we need to open them this way. Inside of the box we will get charging case, USB Type-C cable, 2 additional tips, detailed manual and earbuds themselves. Case is nice, it's pretty small, looks nice in this triangle shape, and inside you can get access to the earbuds themselves. So of course magnets are present here, everything is working as we can expect, so they hold with magnets. We close it, here is LED indicator, USB for charging, and they charge in case. So then we simply open them, they are activated, and pull them out. In terms of design, they are done with ergonomics in mind. You can see that shape is created to go into your ear and stay there in a nice and comfortable way. And they are lightweight, they hold really well, they are built nicely, so they are also small in terms of size, so they won't stick much out of your ears. It's important for many people too. They offer about average sound isolation in passive mode, and in active mode that active noise cancelling actually working pretty nicely, especially reducing low frequency hum. So active noise cancelling here a bit worse comparing with Sony, Sennheiser and Apple, but better than PAMU that I've tested and better than other true wireless models with active noise cancelling that I've tested. And actually pretty close to the Devialia ones. LED indicator, microphone, I will add microphone test a bit later, and nice sensor panels for the controls. They hold really well, so even with active usage they stay in ears, at least for me, you know, because ears are different, so it depends. They have a pretty low delay from video when you watch audio. It's noticeable with a spatial test, but it's not an issue when you just regular watching video. Background noise their background noise is at a really low level, and they hold connection really well. So I had issues with connections only in the areas with a lot of Wi-Fi networks when there are a lot of interference outside. So in terms of design, in terms of regular work and all that other stuff, they do their job pretty nicely. Here is a traditional microphone test, recording this part of the video with MEE Audio X20 in my ear, so microphones in their natural position. I won't apply any gain correction or tone compensation to this part of the video, so it will give you a basic idea of how the microphones work. In terms of sound, they are done on the bassy, on the weighty side of things. I gave them about 20 hours of burn-in, just in case. But of course there were no significant changes in sound, and they are on their maximum potential out of the box. So sound is for those who like low frequencies, who like accent on bass, who like a bit of additional weight on the mids, and for those who like comfortable and not fatiguing treble. So it's not audiophilic model, but it's not it doesn't create it to be such. And in this aspect they do their job really nice, because it's a model for active usage, and when you run the street or when you do some workout in gym, basically you need low frequencies to pump you, and you won't be able to focus on some super extended treble or some other stuff like that. So it's the model for basic daily usage, not an attempt to create something audiophilic, natural, and so on. But at the same time it's a bass heavy model done nicely. Bass is controlled, it's not over bloated, and so on. But let's proceed step by step. So bass, as I've said, it's accented. Accent is above average, not the biggest one, but above average, with a lot of body, with a lot of mid. Resolution is normal, but of course don't expect super focus on the smallest nuances and details, because with accented low frequencies you can't get maximum resolution. You either get a big accent or you can get super detalization, because adding more details and more focus on the micro contrast reduce the weight. It has a good depth, actually it goes to the maximum depth that Bluetooth codecs allows, and probably even a bit better than that. Probably here used some digital signal processing in order to extend bass a bit further and give you more layers of deeper bass. Accent is distributed evenly between mid and deeper layers of bass, giving nice rumble, suiting perfectly for electronic music, for pop music. They are created for such genres, of course, but they are pretty nice with acoustic instruments. But of course keep in mind that the size of acoustic instruments will be a bit exaggerated because of the low frequencies accent. I think that it's obvious and almost unavoidable. Bass is controlled pretty nicely and okay in terms of texturing and resolution. And as an example, diesel power by the Prodigy, you'll get tons of weight, tons of mid here, rumbling melody with a lot of deep bass, and it's not the bass heaviest model I've heard, but it delivers this track nicely with a lot of weight and pump. Mid frequencies are typical dynamic driver ones, a bit shifted towards the macro dynamics, not focused on the micro contrast. Resolution is normal, but they are not trying to highlight it, and they are not making focus on the maximum resolution. Of course, on bass heavy tracks, low frequencies sometimes shadow mid frequencies because of physics. It's just unavoidable with bass heavy earphones. When there is a lot of bass, it just will be on the first stage. And at the same time, they are not too bloated, not too warm, so you will get all the necessary nuances and details of the music. Of course, they are not critical for the quality of record. They highlighting a bit emotion, they adding a bit of weight to create a pleasant analog sounding. Also they hiding issues with records a bit, and of course they trying to hide the problems of lossy Bluetooth codec, and they pretty much succeed here. Imaginary stage is about average or slightly below average, but it's common for the warm in-ear monitors, at least for me, of course. What is good here is that active noise cancelling almost doesn't impact their overall representation, at least to my ears. But with active noise cancelling on, you get this vacuum-like effect. Not superb, not the big one, but still it's noticeable and present. And as an example of mid frequencies, I've got a pretty complex track. It's Nightwish, Song of Myself. It's heavy metal, orchestra, chorus, nice female vocal, keyboards, lot of instruments and lot of stuff going on here, but it recorded nicely to suit such earphones, and additional weight is adding a bit of additional weight to the orchestral part, and it's sounding impressive. Of course, it's lacking a bit of naturalness and focus on the micro contrast, but still sounds pretty pleasant. And treble here is a bit recessed, extension of course slightly below average because of Bluetooth compression, and they're not trying to focus on the treble. It's not the model for treble lovers, but it's a good offer for treble sensitive persons who don't like accented treble. Basically here present lower part of treble, it sounds pretty nicely with normal resolution, but of course don't expect super extended treble, layering and all that audiophilic stuff. So treble here is basic to play the basic tones, not rich overtones and decays. And as an example, David Bowie, Space Oddity, guitar sounds nicely with basic overtones is present, but the extended overtones that goes to the upper treble are missing here, but I think it's what we can expect from this model. Anyway, track is sounding pleasantly and enjoyable. And probably the most interesting part here is compressions, but everything is pretty simple here. If you need a bass heavy sound, if you need active noise cancelling, it's a really good offer despite lacking aptX codec. It's a pity because that's probably the result of that trade war between United States and China, and many companies are cut from the advanced Qualcomm technologies. But at the same time, let's wait for the LC3 codec that will be available pretty soon probably. Anyway, despite of lacking aptX codec, they deliver nice sound with good resolution, but actually it's a bass heavy model for those who like such sound. It's better than typical bass heavy models like KZ does, for example. And of course it's not much sense in comparing it with some models focused on the more natural sound tuning, like I don't know what we've got in this price range. Actually what we've got, TRN for example, FIO and others. And actually Pamu Slide, probably the closest competitor, both have active noise cancelling, both are pretty bass heavy. Probably this model does it a bit better because mids are a bit more natural here. So it was MEE Audio X20. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a nice day.